In all my decades of life, I've never seen anybody be significantly successful without having a significant mentor, role model, teacher, coach to help point them in the right direction. Jake Shields has been my primary mentor in MMA and grappling. He's taught me a lot of what I learned about jiu-jitsu, about grappling, and being a good, well-rounded fighter.
Yeah, well, while I was teaching you, I'm not stupid, so I've been picking your brain, asking you question after question every time over here about wealth, whether it's stock market, real estate, entrepreneurship, and I've learned a tremendous amount.
If you're serious about putting in that work and creating real wealth in your lifetime, I'd like you to join us on Wednesday, April 2nd for live training. And after that training, we're going to do a Q&A and answer any questions you might have about wealth, about success in general, how to build a better life. Live your life on your terms. Live the life that you want to live.
Click the link. I'll see you April 2nd.
Malik says, hey Derek and Jake, always great to hear from you guys. My question is, if someone has little to no capital and they find a good real estate deal for a rental property, how do you structure a contract using an investor's money for the down payment? Do you get equity or are they entitled to a portion of rents collected? This always confused me. Why would an investor, if they could buy the property themselves, why would they give you the down payment money? It makes no sense.
It's hard to get an investor for property unless it's like a family friend or something.
Yeah, I would never do this deal, ever. Why would I ever give somebody else control of the property? I'm making the down payment, but they're going to control the property. Makes zero sense. Makes zero sense. So if you find somebody that's willing to do that deal, they're not very smart. Good for you, but they're not very smart.
Some family will sometimes, but other than that, you're probably not going to.
Now, a similar deal that you could do if you don't have money to buy the property, you're still going to require some down payment. But there's something called a contract for deed purchases, where you sign a contract that you'll buy the property from those people and pay them X dollars per month for a period of time, and then eventually you own the home. So you might get somebody who wants to move, and you're probably going to pay an above market rate. You're probably going to pay a little more than you should for the property, for somebody to be willing to do a deal like that with you. And if you don't have 10% down or something, they're crazy to do this. But you might find somebody that'll do something where, contract for deed, where they give you the property and, with the contingency that you have to make payments. You're basically paying the mortgage to them. And probably you're going to pay a little bit extra for the property. You're probably going to pay a little bit above average for interest rates, on the property. But some people will do a deal like that. So look into, contract for deed sales. That's an opportunity. Just go make the money first, in my opinion. Don't buy what you can't afford. I don't want to pay extra. I don't want to pay too much for the house. I don't want to pay a higher interest rate. Just go do the things you're supposed to do first, so your credit is right and you have the down payment and you have no problem to go get a loan. I can go get a loan. When I want a loan, if I want a loan for something, I text the bank vice president on his cell phone. I don't even go there. I don't go to a bank. I text the vice president on his cell phone, and I say, hey, looking at this property, bullet point. Can you give me 80% loan to value, and what are interest rates looking like? And you say, send to FPS, or personal financial statement, PFS, personal financial statement. So I say, email me the form. I'll fill it out. I'll fill out like a 3-4 page form, which is basic numbers of like what are my assets and liabilities, and so give me a great interest rate and give me whatever I want because I'm credit worthy. And he sees this guy. Oh, this guy's got damn near $100 million in assets, and never anything up with us ever. Never late with a payment in the past. Everything's good. You can give me whatever I ask him for.
Yeah, I tell you, got to be careful buying a house you can't afford because, for one, you're going to be stressed out paying the mortgage. And let's say you don't pay it, they're just going to take the house back. So that's one of those things I see people buying houses they can't afford sometimes that doesn't, when all of a sudden they're miserable trying to worry, all they're thinking about is their house. Got to get the mortgage, got to do that. And their whole life comes revolved around the house. So I think it's better to make a little money first.
Don't buy things you can't afford. Don't buy things if you're not there yet. You should be paying for education. If you don't have the money yet, then you should be paying for education to make sure that you're smarter and doing the right things, so the money can come, so the money can appear. Song says, hi Derek and Jake, great to see you and thank you for your time. I've been studying the energy market, focusing on opportunities related to AI infrastructure development. From what I've gathered, natural gas appears to be the most consumed energy source by AI data centers in the midterm. I'd like to get your insights on the current profitability of upstream, midstream, and downstream natural gas sectors. Additionally, how do you anticipate their performance and profitability will evolve as data centers scale up their energy consumption? Thank you again for your time and insights. Best regards. Good question. Pretty specific. Those data centers, if you look at, was it Digital Realty Trust, runs a bunch of these as a REIT that operates data centers. Yeah, I mean, these companies are going to use, they're going to use whatever the local energy is, but they're also going to build new units where the local energy is anticipated to be, less expensive, or there's other strategic advantages over time. Natural gas is abundant. Whenever they find oil, they find large amounts of natural gas. So the natural gas is so much more abundant than anybody thought it was, 15 years ago. I don't want to buy energy at the current prices. I still own Energy Transfer. I've sold all my other energy companies, and I used to own 5 or 7 or something. I used to own quite a few. They went up so much. It's like Chenery went up a lot. Was it CNQ went up a lot? TRGP is up. This is the one I was telling you about just yesterday. I mentioned that I bought the stock for $7.80 back in 2020.
Yeah.
And I sold it in like the low 70s, like $73-ish. Today it's like $200. It went up to $218.
You think you did so good that it keeps going up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed Energy Transfer. I made some money off that one. Are you still holding that, or I think I still have some of that?
No, I still have a nice chunk of it, and they paid a good dividend. Energy Transfer was down to $3.75. I bought a lot around $5, and now it's about $21. And that's just what I'm saying. There's nothing wrong with these companies, but they're
already up high.
Yeah, I want to buy it when it's $5. I want to buy it when it's $3.75.
When you mentioned that, I just realized I'm still holding a good amount of that, so that's fine.
Yeah, Energy Transfer is a good stock. It's a good company in my opinion.
But probably wouldn't be buying more.
I sold more than half of what I had. I own about a third of what I used to have, and nothing wrong with the company. I just think, all right, it started to be $20 stock, and when it was $8, I'm like, I don't know if it's worth 16 or 20 someday in the future, and it got to 20, and I'm like, yeah, maybe it's time to buy something else.
Yeah, it gets tricky knowing when to sell. Sometimes they go up so quick, and you're like, oh, maybe I should sell it, maybe not.
It might go to 35, I don't know, but I wouldn't buy it at 21 thinking maybe it'll go to 35. Derek said maybe it'll go to 35. Well, maybe it'll go back to 375, and if it goes to 375, I'll buy a lot again. I'll be excited to buy it.
And as it is, you sure made some money.
Yeah, right now, it's like nothing wrong with the company. I got nothing bad to say about the company. I like the company. So there's a lot of these energy companies that if they go down enough, I'll buy them. I'm excited about it. Join Jake and I Wednesday night, April 2nd, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Click that link. Click it now.
Click the link. I'll see you April 2nd.